on your feet. It's the Rebel Hearted Radio Show, the perfect place to set rules, obligations, and expectations aside when you tune in and reconnect with your wild side. Meet your host, intuitive badass, healer, and coach, the original Rebel Hearted woman, Lisa Freed. Turn imperfect action into traction and step fully into the power of who you are meant to be. Now here she is, the badass healer herself, Lisa!
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Rebel Hearted Radio Show. I'm your host, Lisa Freed, and today we are doing a show called I Dare You. So, Lisa, how did you come up with this title, and what are you actually talking about today? Well, here's the thing. Life does not always turn out the way that you want it to, right? Like, things can come out of thin air, it can show up, and they can get in your path and derail you from the direction that you thought that you were going to go in. And you have a choice. You can either be like, yep, that's a sign from the universe, I'm just going to sit my ass down and stop moving forward. Or you can be like, great, I have this lovely intuitive guiding system within me that will help me to recalibrate to the next best route. So, funny story. This morning, I am in Ko'olina, Hawaii, and it is 4 hours earlier here than where the time zone I normally play in. And I failed to set my alarm for this radio show. One of those things, you're on vacation. I thought it was Monday. It's Tuesday. And I wake up at exactly the time that my show starts. That is awesome. Yes, yes. And I had an option. What do? Do I cancel the show? Do I go on? My guest wasn't there. What do I choose to do? And I grabbed a deck of cards, and my husband says to me, he's like, just do it. It'll be your best show yet. And I grab a deck of cards I've got with me. I don't know about you guys, but when I travel with tarot cards. It's really hard for me to narrow down which decks to run with. So this time I have 3 with me, and I get the Wild Woman Mystery cards, and I get the card Dare just as we're going on the air. So I want to share that with you, and we're going to see where that takes us today. So, Wild Woman Dare. Oh, our beauty is so abundant. Our bodies so different. Our passions so direct. As women, we so often hide in shame the qualities of ourselves that bring attention. We say we are not good enough, not beautiful enough, not thin enough, not smart enough. We hide behind society's demanding modesty for fear of being seen. This card invites you to walk around barefaced, to take off the mask of modesty, and to dare to bravely be beautiful and proud of it. Dare to walk everywhere, in the park, in the mall, in the forest, in the grocery store, or in the house, with a sense of awe about who you are. A wonderful woman being. Dare to be beautiful in sweatpants. Dare to be beautiful in an evening gown. Dare to be happy and laugh. Dare to be sad and weep. Dare to be full of life. Dare to be who you are. Dare to let your hair fly in the wind on a cool afternoon. Be Dare, dazzling and rare exquisiteness. And how powerful is that? When we look at what's going on in the world today, there's so many societal pressures that come from every different direction. We're constantly being bombarded with different ads, and social media, even though it's supposed to make us feel more connected, sometimes it's making us feel more judged and more competitive in the same breath, because we're seeing what people call as the highlight reels that they're going through with their life. We don't really get to see exactly when someone's struggling. And if somebody does put out there that they're struggling, a lot of times they're called out on that and told not to do that anymore, because that sort of honesty makes people feel uncomfortable. And with me, I went on a big rant on it on YouTube and everywhere like that because we lose our realness and we lose our wild when we have to behave in a very specific way that society is expecting us to behave. And that breaks my heart. Have you ever watched a grandmother? There's two different types of grandmothers, I think. And there's the one that plays and really refreshes her imagination when she's playing with her grandchild, and she gets really excited and they frolic and everything is fun and magical. And then there's the other grandmother. Shh, be quiet. Don't talk so loud. Stand up straight. Don't get your shirt dirty. Be quiet. Don't speak unless you've been spoken to. Don't do this. Don't do that. Now remember, use your manners. And I find that I grew up with one of each, thank goodness. And it really made a difference of who I was when I grew up. As you can tell, I'm very prim and proper. And I teach a manners class every third Tuesday of the month of never. And and I just think that it happens way too frequently where we want people to behave the way that we expect them to behave. And sometimes that means the way that we choose to behave ourselves or the way that we wish we would have behaved in a certain way. And to that, I royally raise the middle finger. So today, if I could invite you to do anything at all, it would be to do something daring, something that you've never done before, to try something different, to push outside your comfort zone and really invite the universe to rise up to meet you, to meet your demands of your desires, rather than playing small and trying to do what everyone else is doing. I met a woman by the pool the other day, and she was like, I just don't know how to do business in a way that's always sell, sell, sell. I don't really have that in me. I don't like the way that everything's going, but it seems like that's the only way to do business and gain any traction. And there's beliefs like that are everywhere out in the marketplace today. And I find that is so soul crushing. I like to invite guests on that do things differently, or that if they do that in a way, they do that in a way that's their way, rather than a cookie cutter and a formula. Or a success strategy is a new term that I'm hearing a whole bunch. So what's an area of your life, if you look, whether it be romantic or in form of other relationships or in business or jobs, because you might have a job rather than be an entrepreneur, or in terms of health, that you could be more daring. Have you ever wondered about a raw food diet and never ever tried it because you stopped yourself with it's going to be too much work and there's no way that I want to go there, even though it's been something that's been calling to you? Do you have that going on? Is there a way that you could be like, I'm going for raw food today, or I'm going to find my friend who knows the most about it and to give me the most basic dishes so that I can try it myself or take a cooking class in it? Or if it comes to exercise, is there a form of that you feel that you'd really connect to, but you're too afraid to be the beginner in it? There's so many ways that we limit ourselves there without being daring. And I think that it's really important that we consistently stretch outside our comfort zones. If you follow me on Facebook, I've started what's kind of weird food Wednesdays, which is coming up tomorrow. And I post a video of me trying something that I've never tried before for the very first time. We've kind of been on a sandwich kick, actually, most recently, my husband's like, well, try my favorite sandwich, which is a ketchup and bologna sandwich. And I record it on video at the time. And let me tell you, oh my goodness, it's dreadful. The sandwich with ketchup and bologna is dreadful. So I don't recommend that you try it. But it's just when you try something new you get fired up. You get excited. You get that rush of like, wow, I said I was going to do something. I tried it even though it was uncomfortable, and I accomplished it. And it's a beautiful and powerful thing. So imagine if you were taking that with you in different areas of your life. I don't necessarily advocate doing it in every single area of your life at the same time. And I'm trying that. How would that be? Would you feel renewed and refreshed and revigorated and ready to go and take on the world if you had that mindset? I'm willing to bet yes. When I look back over my life, there's been quite a few times. So my biggest area of daring used to be employment. I became a medic when I was 19, 20, right in there. And I was wondering what I wanted to do or how I was going to get a job. And it was a Friday evening, and my mom called and she said, by the way, this person called the house for you. You give them a call back, because, I didn't have a cell phone at the time. So I go into my friend's house and I call this guy back, and he said, hey, Lisa, you want to go to work in Fort McMurray? This is Friday. He's like, you start Monday, but I need you here Sunday. And I was like, yep, that'd be great. And I hung up the phone, and I had no idea. I just knew that Fort McMurray was north of where I lived. And no, not really sure how many hours, not really sure how I was going to get there. I don't even believe at this moment in time that I even presently had a car. So there was a few issues to figure out. I went into the house. I said to my friends, hey, guess what? You know what? Let's celebrate. I did something cool just a minute ago. And they said, what's that? And I said, I agreed that I'm going to go to work in Fort McMurray. I think it's a 6-on, 6-off shift. Who's it for? I have no idea. I know the guy because he was my instructor. Pays to be best in class, just so you know. So he called me to go to work. So I'm moving. We'll party today. I'll probably party Saturday, and then Sunday I'll pack up and off we go. And my friends were so excited and so supportive. My boyfriend, who was in the room when I announced this, wasn't quite as excited for me, which looking back, I could appreciate that. But it felt like an adventure to go on, that I was embarking on something new that would change and mold me and just be so much different than the little wee town that I grew up outside of, 28 miles outside of. And it was a wonderful experience for me. And then the same thing, I was working at that job, got a phone call. Hey, Lisa, I need you to come to Grand Prairie and work with me. Oh yeah, when do you need me? Well, yesterday. Okay. And I looked at my boss and I said, I'm out. See you later. Find someone to fix my shift. So interesting how the universe supports you, because we just had a really rough moment at work that day, and up and off I went. And these things happen for us, and we grow because of them if we're willing to say yes to that dare. So what I'm asking you is, what are you willing to dare to do? Right? So if you listen to this show, by all means, please PM me. Let me know what it is that you want to dare, that you're daring to try. Let me know. I'll help hold you accountable. Or if you want to be really wild, and I hope that Tanya Duck is not listening to this, you can dare me to do something. And that would be cool too. And we'll give it a try, or some video you want me to try. No big deal. I love to take adventures. I love to try new things. And lately I felt like I haven't really been that daring as of late, and it's showing. So let us all dare to do something different and to show up the way that we really truly yearn to show up, rather than the way that society is saying. Because remember, when the card explained what dare was, it was dazzling and rare exquisiteness. Nobody else can be you. You can't be anybody else. Everybody's already taken. So do something that really represents who you are. And finally, before I wrap up the show, I want to share with you a little something that I've been working on and nourishing. It's normally when I get an idea, I act on it right then and there, and I'm off and running, and I launch within a couple of minutes of that. And this one I've been nurturing and nourishing, and I'm looking for 12 women who are amazing, who are ready who are really ready to do a 12-week transformation. And because all too often I've done it myself many times, and I watch other women do it right now, and that's where we hand our magic over to others. We believe that people are more aligned, more intuitive, and we forget that we have that same power as everyone else, and we forget entirely how to access that. So I invite you to join me on Girl to Goddess. It's a 12-week transformational program. We're going to journey together to learn how to heal those past hurts, how to do some forgiveness work, how to weave in gratitude and some of the beauty of that. We're going to connect to that goddess within. And we all have that goddess, those moments of like, oh, I got this. There is nothing that's going to ruffle my feathers. I am aligned. I am connected. I am cool as a cucumber. I'm moving forward. I know what it is that I'm doing, what I want. And everything just seems to the path seems to create itself right before your feet. So we're going to connect with that goddess more. You learn how to spend more time feeling good than worrying. You gain control over your thoughts so you don't spend so much precious time just really stuck in self-doubt. Learn to take imperfect action so things get off your vision board. I don't know if you've ever been like that. Have you had that vision board where you post everything on your vision board and you don't really see them happen in real life? So we learn to take that imperfect action so things get off of your vision board and into your real life experience. You tap into your intuition. A lot of people think, I got to go to psychics and I have to go to mediums and I need to do all these things. You're incredibly intuitive right now. And the fact that you're curious enough and you want to go to somebody else, which is great, it's sometimes very helpful to get somebody else's viewpoint. But don't think that they're more magical than you. They're just more tuned in than you in that moment. And you can get that way yourself. So we help with that. We want to align with your ambition. So where are my dreams? What's my trajectory? Where am I going? There. All right. Does that feel good? And we make sure that every step of that, we're working towards being completely aligned. And then we get you so fucking intentional that you can't help but achieve your goals. So that's a 12-week group coaching program. It runs on Wednesdays. And it starts February, April 20th. And we're going to just do a call every single week with some great homework. The time investment isn't huge. And we're going to see where it is that we can grow and transform into. Because with the right kind of support, you can have a transformation in 12 weeks. We just need to decide what that looks like for you. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to message me on Facebook, or you can email me, lisa@dreamitachieveit.ca. And I would love to talk to you about it. So what are you going to dare to do? I want to know. I really, really want to know what it is that you're going to try. I would love to be dared to do some cool things. Usually my only limitations when it comes to a dare is whether or not it goes against my spiritual beliefs, which would mean, knowingly harming another, or it would put me in grave danger because I am the mother of a 6-year-old, or soon to be 6-year-old. So feel free to message me those when you listen to the show, or comment below the show postings. That'd be awesome. You are absolutely amazing, wonderful, beautiful, enough. You are so wise and caring and loving and lovable and loved. No one can take those things from you. You are creative. You are imaginative. You are passion. And if I could do anything for you today, it would be to remind you of all of those so that you can hang on to them. Because they're so important. Don't go through a day thinking you're anything less than dazzling and rare exquisiteness, because you totally are. So super short show for today, but I absolutely love you, love you. I wish you a day as beautiful as you. You can reach me at rebelhearted.com. Check out what it is that I've got going on there. And just go out and dare. If you've got an opportunity and it feels like it would be exciting, say yes to it. If you've got an opportunity that feels scary but sparks your interest, say yes to it. And let's see where it gets you. So much love, everyone. I will talk to you next week when I'm back in Canada and on regular time zones. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us on the Rebel Hearted Radio Show. Is your wild child still left wanting more? Contact Lisa further at rebelhearted.com and step into your rebel-hearted self.